right, March 29th, 2024. We are diving into The Art of War, the Army on the March, verse 22 and 23. The rising of birds in their flight is the sign of an ambuscade. Startled beasts indicate that a sudden attack is coming. So look to nature for the answer. I know I reiterate that one a lot, but it's just kind of like the first thing in principles. And whether you watch the YouTube video version or you read the book, that's the introduction. Look to nature to determine how the world works. So, startled beasts are startled by something, that means there's something there. And so, just always look to the natural order of things for the answer. To skip a lot of steps sometimes, too. Verse 23. When there is dust rising in a high column, it is the sign of chariots advancing. When the dust is low but spread over a wide area, it betokens the approach of infantry. When it branches out in different directions, it shows that parties have been sent to collect firewood. A few clouds of dust moving to and fro signify that the army is encamping. I don't know. Chariots kicking up dust. There's just imagery there to know that's what it is. I mean, I think if anything, the takeaway from that would be always kind of assume that it's the worst thing, um, an incoming attack, as opposed to like a stampede or something like that, because it's just not going to be. I don't know. It's not going to be that. It's going to be human made. March 29th out of the Daily Stoic, Ryan Holiday and Stephen Hanselman. Why do you need to impress these people again? If you should ever turn your will to things outside your control in order to impress someone, be sure that you have wrecked your whole purpose in life. Be content, then, to be a philosopher in all that you do, and if you wish also to be seen as one, show yourself first that you are and you will succeed. Epictetus and Curating 23. Be sure that you have wrecked your whole purpose in life if you ever let things outside your control, like you turn your will to things outside your control to impress somebody. And so, if you wish to be seen, show yourself first that you are. And this goes to do the work. You've got to see yourself doing the work in order to actually get there, right? The more the more that just got a message. Distracted, right? Okay. So the more you do the work, the more you see yourself doing the work, the more proof you have that you can do the work, the faster you can do the work, etc. So the more intelligent you are. So you have relational experience to build upon. But if you never start, if you never take the first step, you'll never know. And I think that so many things go back to that first opening sentence. Turning your will to things outside your control in order to impress someone. Be sure that you have wrecked your whole purpose in life. There is so much out there that can wreck everything. And yes, I do. 1 minute. Okay, so we're gonna wrap this up, but I think that there are so many traps out there, from drugs to partying to money to working to doing all kinds of stuff, that you are giving your will over. You give your will away, and we've got to be careful about that, right? Family can be both. You listen to some, yeah. Anyway, we've got to go. Is there anything sadder than the immense lengths we'll go to impress someone? Things we'll do to earn someone's approval can seem, when examined in retrospect, like the result of some temporary form of insanity. That's so true. So, how many times do we look back on our childhood and just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. And it is. It's like almost like temporary insanity. Suddenly, we're wearing uncomfortable, ridiculous clothes we've been told are cool, eating differently, talking differently, eagerly for a call or text, eagerly waiting for a call or text, eating eagerly. If we did these things because we liked it, that would be one thing. But that's not what it is. It's just a means to an end, to get someone to give us the nod. The irony, as Marcus Aurelius points out repeatedly, is that the people whose opinions we covet are not all that great. They're flawed. They're distracted and wowed by all sorts of silly things themselves. We know this, and yet we don't want to think about it. Quote Fight Club: we buy things we don't need to impress people we don't like. That sounds pretty ridiculous. But more than that, isn't it about as far as possible as you can get from the serenity and security that philosophy can provide? And so, like, I think that's where the inner peace comes from, in knowing these things, in studying the art of war, in reading these verses, the inner peace that you can find, that you can't be influenced to turn your will over to the consumerist culture, to the keeping up with the Joneses mentality, to the got to have the next best thing, got to do this, got to do that, and the superfluosity of life that so many people are enmeshed in because, right, Hollywood sells Hollywood, right? There's so much just advertising and superfluous bubble world that people live in, that when they pop, they don't know where to land because they have no practical skills, because they just live in their own bubble.